Alright. Hello and welcome to friggin' part 4 Elden Ring Lorethrough, finally, after like months of not playing. I just had a ton of crap going on and just have not had the time nor focus for this game that it deserves, and yeah, well, now it's finally time, especially with Shadow of the Erdtree finally coming out in June. So it's time to get back into this. So last time we were playing, we of course discovered Liurnia of the Lakes over here. Very beautiful location. There's actually a church and a tree up there, which we'll be heading to later, and we also have the Raya Lucaria Academy, of course. It looks like she's actually already gone, but we also met the Maiden Hyetta last time we were here, and if you remember, she because yeah, it was a long time ago. If you can remember, we fed her some delicious grapes. If we have any of those left, let's see here. I don't think we do. Nah. But if you forgot, which is understandable because it's been eons since we were here, those grapes are actually eyeballs. So yeah, fantastic. We are currently right outside the back of Stormvale Castle. We also just defeated Godric in our last episode. So we will just kind of carry on with the game. This is a massive, just massive, what am I looking for here? Area. There we go. So, I kind of feel like I might split it up into two parts. Like Liurnia having two dedicated parts to it, just because it's huge, and the stream. And I'm trying to keep my Lorethrough episodes to about 2 hours. It kind of seems to be the sweet spot for most people. So we have a beautiful statue of Marika here. We've seen these pretty much everywhere so far, in every church in the lands between. And we also have an NPC here, which we will talk to momentarily. But this is, I believe, the Church of Irith. Yes. So we're going to pick this up. This is, of course, a sacred tier. Oh, gotta get used to that. Those are very important as they allow us to upgrade our flasks. But now we're going to talk to this rather disheveled-looking man.
You're tarnished, aren't you? Then perhaps you could spare some runes. Believe it or not, I studied glintstone sorceries at the Academy of Raya Lucaria. For a small donation, I'd be happy to share my knowledge.
So he wants us to donate some runes to him, and you know what? We got some runes, so we're going to donate to them.
Well, bless you, bless you. You're a true saint. My name is Topes. Presuming you're interested, I can teach you sorceries, as promised. Only, none of them are particularly great.
I always struggle to, like, hold in my laughter when I hear that man say that. Just, you know what? I could teach you some magic, but, it's kind of garbage, not gonna lie. At least he's honest, right? Alright, Glintstone Pebble. I don't know if we've actually seen these sorceries from anyone else yet, so let's just... Oh, how do I do this again? There it is. The most basic glintstone sorcery of the Academy of Raya Lucaria. So there's our first mention. The glintstone serves as a conduit, launching magical projectiles at foes. This sorcery can be cast repeatedly and while in motion. This is a universal first step on the journey to true knowledge of sorcery. But of course, I basically have no intelligence because this is a big strong bonk character. This guy is not smart. I'll say that. I'm just going to adjust my overlay. My apologies. There we go, it's better. Okay, yeah, he's got 9 intelligence. It's his lowest. Amazing. Alright, Glintstone Arc. One of the Glintstone sorceries of the Academy of Raya Lucaria fires a horizontal arc of magic that spreads outwards. This sorcery can be cast repeatedly and while in motion, granted to sorcerers who depart from the Academy to embark on journeys, in order to fend off large groups of would-be adversaries. Fools often roam in packs. And we have Starlight. One of the glintstone sorceries of the Academy of Raya Lucaria creates a small floating star light that illuminates surroundings. This sorcery can be cast while in motion, granted to sorcerers who depart from the Academy to embark on journeys, even during the blackest nights, sojourns underground, or imprisonment in jail. The stars are never far from a sorcerer's side. So, you're probably sensing a theme here. Specifically, Glintstone Arc and Starlight, Jesus, are given to sorcerers who depart from the Academy to embark on journeys, whatever those are specifically supposed to be. No one is really to say whether it's to go learn more magic, to go search for relics and things like that, what have you. But essentially, it seems like Thops here has left the Academy for one reason or another. And then, based on Glintstone Pebble, he is a very rudimentary sorcerer. He's a pretty basic boy, let's say. It seems like he really just learned Glintstone Pebble and, basically learned his first spell and then just left and was gifted these 2 sorceries as well. But let's talk to him further and see what else he has to say.
Apologies, friend. I'm afraid my meager sorceries are no match for your generosity. All right. I can tell you what I know about this place. That should help a bit. You've seen that structure to the north, towering over the water. That's the Academy of Raya Lucaria, where we study glintstone sorceries. Only its doors have been closed for quite some time now. After they declared they wouldn't interfere with the shattering, the Academy cast repelling seals on the east gate leading to the capital, and the south gate leading here. As you might have guessed, the seals are still active, making entry to the Academy impossible without a glintstone key. And so I'm stuck here. A fledgling sorcerer with little chance of acquiring a key. When they cast the seals, I'd just popped out. And now I'm uprooted from my place of learning.
So, it's kind of interesting because, despite what his sorceries that he knows would lead us to believe, he states that he simply popped out, for a pack of smokes, and on his way back to the castle, someone basically locked the door on him, and he couldn't get in. Classic, right?
Why not find yourself a glintstone key? Without one, you can't pass through the Academy, and you'll never reach the Erdtree capital. And if you find an extra glintstone key, perhaps, once you've tied up all your loose ends, and I can be very patient, would you consider donating it to me? I know it. I'm a bluntstone. Nary a hint of talent for sorcery. But still, my place is at the Academy.
So kind of interesting there. The sorceries that he's selling and a lot of the sorceries in the game, one of the various kinds of magic, so to speak, is glintstone sorcery. So that, you know, that being a type of stone, so to or that we'll talk about more later as we get to more magical areas of the game. But he refers to himself as a blunt stone, essentially, you know, not shiny, not glinting. Just kind of funny. Alright, how do I summon Torrent? There we go. It's been a while. It truly has been a while. So, he mentions to us an item called a glintstone key, which we can use to access the academy doors. But before we do that, so I'll make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, we get up that way. Just taking a quick little look at the map here. I think what we'll do then is... Oh, Factor's Everjail. We might go to that Everjail. I kind of want to go to Stillwater Cave as well, though. But before we progress too far into Liurnia, and I totally forget, I just want to go back and visit our dear friend Vare. And just make sure we've exhausted all of his dialogue. Oh, how do I get off this thing? Oh boy, how do I dismount? How do I disembark, Torrent? There it is. Okay, now I'm okay, I promise. Oh, apparently I didn't even have this grace discovered either. Oh my goodness. Alright. Go with the program, man. Nice. We got some bots in the chat. Always love that. Alright. Let's see. Alright, I don't actually have to I don't have to do that, do I? But I did need this to be able to fast travel back here. Yes. Alright, alright. Let's see. Where's first step? Isn't it here? Yeah, there he is. White Mask Vare. I love Vare. I actually did a whole playthrough as Vare, pretty much. Once I got all of his gear. He's such a cool character. I don't know, just his creepy happiness, so to speak. Oh, I guess he's not. Oh, there he is. Never mind. Loading issue, I guess.
Oh, well done. Well done indeed. You bested Godric the Grafted and claimed a great rune. My congratulations. Now, visit the Round Table Hold for an audience with the two fingers in the inner chamber.
Oh yeah, have we not done that yet?
Go to the Round Table Hold for an audience with the...
I guess we haven't done that yet. Well, let's do that. Right. I'm like on old school Dark Souls right now, where you need to go to a freaking bonfire to fast travel. It's brutal. It's like all my instincts and reflexes of the old Dark Souls games are coming back, but on my Elden Ring ones. It's okay, we'll get there. Alright, now that we're here, where's is his name Ofnir? Is that his name? I feel like I'm getting that wrong. The he's not here yet. He's not here anymore. Oh, let's turn that down. That's excessive. There we go. Okay. His study is closed, but this dude's here now. Or was he always here? I don't remember, honestly. Nefiri's also here now. We'll talk to her in a minute. But let's go and... Oh, destroy some books on the way over, because, you know, no one needed those anyways. Oh, and, Oh, I can't remember anyone's names right now. She's here though. She's important. We'll talk to her.
Pleasure to meet you. My name is Roderica.
Thank you.
I'm a recent arrival. Isn't this place impressive? The round table hold, covert quarters of the Two Fingers, and gathering place of champions who vie to become Elden Lord. I never knew the guidance bestowed upon us Tarnished had such fantastic roots, although it's all a bit much for me, in truth. I'm still looking for my own purpose.
Roderica, that's her name. Actually, I love her voice acting in this game. Most of the voice acting is pretty amazing in this game, honestly. But I don't know. I love her voice actor. She just sounds great. So now let us meet the Two Fingers. And you know what? Let's just get a little glance at these guys, because they are something to behold. That's for sure. The way the hairs, or whatever, the fibers or whatever, just kind of like bounce around on them. Ugh, I've never liked it. Now, there's definitely a lot about the Two Fingers to get into. But we'll kind of get into that more as we go. I'm just kind of getting on. Never really gotten a look at them, you know? Yeah, they're very interesting. Anyway. I don't believe we talked to them. We actually talked to the Finger Maiden.
You Tarnished. You've done well. I am Enya, the Finger Reader. I interpret the words of the Fingers, envoys to the greater will. Look there. The Fingers tremble to welcome you, Shardbearer. Let their wisdom wash over you.
Great Elden Ring, root of the Golden Order, anchor of all lands, giver of grace, wellspring of all joy. Until it was shattered, the tragic corruption of the Order has taken its toll. Across the realm, life lies in ruin, fallen to pieces. Foul curses and misery spread, unabating. But the greater will has not abandoned the realm, nor the life that inhabits it. So it is that the Tarnished are guided by grace, called to act. Brave Tarnished, your great rune is a handsome shard of the Elden Ring. Seek another of its kind to become Elden Lord and restore the Golden Order.
Let the words of the Fingers guide you.
So apparently that's what Enya is interpreted from the Fingers. That's what she's, apparently that's what they were saying, according to her. So, kind of interesting. Basically wants us to, claim the Elden Ring once more.
Well, I see. A remembrance of gold has found its way into your possession. Demigods and even the creator of the champions are hewn by the Earth Tree upon their end into remembrances. They are valuable indeed. These remembrances yet house the power of their former masters. And should you wish to wield that same power, well, I will lend you the strength of the Fingers. Do not recoil from my offer. The Fingers guide us all. And you, Tarnished, you are here to take. Are you not?
I like that little bit of dialogue from her, though. You are here to take, are you not? Alright, so we're just not going to look at that right now. Because I didn't realize I had remembrances from other bosses still. So, we're going to talk to her about Grey Runes now.
Ah, great runes are the stuff of demigods, the children of the goddess, Queen Marika. She who is vessel of the Elden Ring. Tainted by the strength of their runes, her children warred, but none could become Elden Lord. And so grace was extended to your kind, the Tarnished. Listen, the fingers speak.
The greater will has long renounced the demigods. Tarnished, show no mercy. Have their heads. Take all they have left.
Indeed. But remember one thing. The demigods are each and all the direct offspring of Queen Marika. Godric the Grafted was but a distant relation, the runt of the litter. His divine blood sorely diluted. Now go forth. Let the words of the fingers guide you.
Alright. It's quite a bit to unpack there, but essentially the greater will has no longer any need of America's children, and basically with them running amok in the lands between, wants us to go and fix that mistake.
You've received the wisdom of the two fingers, have you not? Then, just as promised, I bid you welcome. As a true member of the Round Table, I am known as Gideon Ofnir. As a Tarnished who wishes to stand before the Elden Ring and become Elden Lord, I am accumulating knowledge. To be all-knowing. You now belong to a select group of fellows. As such, I ask that you remain constant.
So I was correct. His name is Gideon Ofnir. I was just remembering his last name, not his first name.
You'll be after more great runes now, eh? Then, as your fellow, allow me to divulge a little knowledge. The inheritors of the great runes, the Shard Bearers. We of the Round Table know the location of 5 of them, including the one you defeated. Godric the Grafted, Lord of Stormvale. General Radahn, who fought Melania and her rot to a standstill in the Caelid Wilds. Praetor Rykard, Lord of the volcano manor of Mount Gelmir. Morgoth the Grace-Given, Veiled Monarch and Lord of Leyndell. And Renala, Queen of the Full Moon, ruler of Rhea Lucaria's Academy. You'll still be after more great runes, won't you?
Alright, and now we can learn more about everyone else here, but we've already killed Godric, so let's ask him about Radahn.
General Radahn, the famed Red Lion and Scourge of the Stars, is a ferocious warrior. He fought Melania and her rot to a standstill in the Caelid Wilds to Limgrave's east. And now Caelid has been engulfed by the Scarlet Rot. Even approaching the region is no mean feat. I've heard survivors of Radahn's army are still in the wilds, staving off the rot with fire. And if it's true, I suspect Radahn is still there as well, in Caelid. Though, I doubt he much resembles his former self anymore.
Indeed, he does not. But I think we will do Caelid probably after Liurnia. That'll probably be the next area we go to.
Praetor Rykard is the lord of the volcano manor on Mount Gelmir. He is a ruthless justiciar who commands a company of inquisitors, reviled for his serpentine demeanor. The volcano, Mount Gelmir, lies in the west of the Altus Plateau, the realm of the Erd Tree. It was the stage of the most appalling battle in the entirety of the Shattering. Rykard has committed the grave sin of blasphemy, marking himself as an enemy never to be forgiven.
Alright, Rykard's not a cool dude at all. Not a chill guy.
Morgoth the Grace-given is Lord of Leyndell, the capital city. It lies at the foot of the Erd Tree, in the east of the Altus Plateau. But the Two Fingers forbid us from venturing there, until we've acquired enough great runes to repair the Elden Ring. Set your sights elsewhere for the time being. The Veiled Monarch can wait.
Interesting. It's kind of interesting, actually. I never picked up on that before. It's kind of odd that he doesn't want us to go after Morgoth. I mean, he does, I guess, technically, because he tells us where he is. But it's kind of funny that he recommends we go elsewhere first.
The Academy of Rea Lucaria lies to Limgrave's north, towering over the mist-laden lands of Liurnia. Renala is queen of the Carian royals, who govern the Academy. But Renala herself is no demigod. Her beloved Radagon left her to become Queen Marika's second husband, taking the title of King Consort. The Great Rune dwells within the amber egg that was Radagon's gift to her.
Now, I have a lot to say about Renala, Radagon, and the Amber Egg. But we will get into that more later once we are introduced to another character in Liurnia.
Oh, hello. I've not seen you here before. I am Nefeli Lu, warrior, here by decree of my father. The pleasure's mine, as a fellow tarnished, guided by grace to the Round Table Hold. Ah, yes. I wonder if you've met my foster father. He's in his study, the room Entra's guarding just over there. If you haven't already, I advise you introduce yourself. Father is leader of the Round Table. I'm sure talking to him will be worth your while.
Alright, so Nefeli Lu is actually the adopted daughter of Gideon, not her blood father, but her name is actually very, very important. If you remember from the intro cutscene, Horalu was the leader of the Badlands. So, either she's Horalu's daughter, or she's a descendant, at least, of the same clan. We also have our favorite, I don't even know what this man is at this point.
Ah, you appear to be doing well. Very good. Well then, would you like to learn an incantation?
Brother Corin, there we go. That's what I could not think if he was referred to as a brother or a priest. But yeah, alright. Incantations. Because I do actually have a lot of faith. I feel like, yeah, we've already gone over all these. There's not many new ones. May the Golden Order shine through you. We also have this guy I talk to.
Be sure to tell me if you meet a young woman named Liurnia. She's a servant to my house. She's been my companion since childhood. I've lost count of the number of times I've had to find her like this. Honestly, she's such a little tomboy.
Random detail to make. That's no new dialogue there. Aha!
Ah, we meet again after all. I apologize for any offense given by my bearing, but I'm quite unable to move, you see. So, what do you need?
Alright, so, as you can see, that was Rogier we saw in the bottom of Stormvale when we found the giant face in the very, very depth of the castle. And then we saw that bloodstain where a character that looked like Rogier was stabbed by something.
The misshapen corpse under Stormvale. That is a sacred relic of the Black Knives plot, as that famed night of assassination is known. It happened during the golden age of the Erd Tree, long before the shattering of the Elden Ring. Someone stole a fragment of the Rune of Death from Malekith, the Black Blade, and on a bitter night, murdered Godwyn the Golden. That was the first recorded death of a demigod in all history, and it became the catalyst. Soon, the Elden Ring was smashed, and thus sprang forth the war known as the Shattering. I once wished to become a scholar, you see. I've spent many an hour scouring the archives for knowledge of that fateful plot. The world has grown crooked, and if you intend to put it to rights, you'd better understand what happened to make it this way. And that thing is to blame for the shape I'm in now. I urge the utmost caution. Don't disturb the corpse more than necessary.
So it's very interesting that despite everything about it, despite what it's done to him, which he confirmed, his condition, which it looks like there's actually roots growing out of his legs, as you can kind of barely see there. We'll use the binoculars in a minute to get a better look, but there's also flies or some sort of insect buzzing around his legs.
Ah, you defeated Godric and claimed yourself a great rune. Looks like we both got what we wanted out of Stormvale, didn't we? Well done, friend. Something to mark the occasion. Go on, take it.
Roger's Rapier +8, dang.
As you might have guessed, I still can't move. My fighting days are behind me. No need to be polite. I've no use for it anymore.
Alright, and then I'm not sure what skills he actually has to offer, so... Ah, right. We did look at these already when we first met him. Alright, but he does refer to the corpse down there as a sacred relic, which kind of hints to, maybe, what Roger has an affinity for, and maybe, where his allegiances lie. But he did give us his sword, so let's quickly take a look at that. Piercing sword of superior quality, featuring intricate ornamentation. Signature weapon of the sorcerer Rogier. High dexterity is required to wield the blade to its full potential, but mastery is a sight to behold. Characterized by a flowing style which excels in successive attacks. I can't read today. And it comes with glint blade phalanx. Use of glint there again as well, indicating what school of magic it comes from. Skill used by the enchanted knights who served the Carrion royal family. Form an arc of magic glint blades overhead, which will attack foes automatically. Follow up with a strong attack to chain this skill into a lunging thrust. I cannot read for save my life today, my goodness. So the fact that it comes with glint blade phalanx, I personally think is meant to hint that Rogier originally was a knight who served the Carrion royal family, but has since kind of, I wouldn't say he's defected, but he's kind of gone off on his own to do a more personal quest, which doesn't seem to involve the royal family anymore. And then, of course, we're gonna go get a hug from Fia, because why not?
I am pleased to see you again. Would you like me to hold you once more? The blessing is still aflame in your breast, dear. Would you like to be held? Regardless?
Yes, please.
Now, come closer. You are so very warm. My dear, have you ever heard of Black Knife Prince? Dear Roger likes to talk of them when abed, and the ancient plot in which the first of the demigods was slain. The black knives wielded by the assassins who committed the act, along with the impressions they made, somehow hide the truth of the conspiracy. These grand affairs are hardly my forte, but dear Roger began to weep as he spoke. In truth, I've heard tell from someone else about the Black Knife Prince that fascinate dear Roger so.
Ah, a knife print clue.
But it wouldn't be right to give this to him, stuck as he is in the round table hold. Perhaps you could make use of it?
We're gonna take a look at that, because I don't think I've actually ever gotten that from Fia. But Fia has essentially confirmed in that dialogue that Rogier seems to be affiliated with her in some regard, and he was searching for the Black Knife Prince before he became crippled. So I'm just gonna quickly look. Where is this? Did it say it was in key items? It's like like I said, I've never gotten this before. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. Black knife print. Clue. Where was that? I will find this eventually. Might take me a minute, but I'll find it. Knife print clue. Here it is. Press X to examine. A map given by Fia, a clue to the whereabouts of a black knife print. It looks like it's clearly part of the map, so we got an Erd tree, like a minor Erd tree, and then maybe that's supposed to be a church. Alright, let's take a look on the map here. Because, I haven't actually, I don't know if I've actually found that location before. Usually things are in Liurnia, or like are in the area that they're... Ah, here it is. Black Knife Catacombs. Aha, okay. So here we have our minor Erd tree, and then we have our converted fringe tower is what it's called apparently. And then Black Knife Catacombs. Okay. We'll go there later on since it's pretty far down the map. But we will now fast travel back to Jesus, that's disorienting. We'll go back to the lake facing cliffs. And we'll 40 minutes into this live stream, we'll finally actually explore Liurnia. I didn't realize there was gonna be that much freaking dialogue. Oh, we were supposed to go talk to Vare too. Darn it. Ay ay ay. That's okay. We'll go talk to Vare in a second. Okay. There he is. Oh, he's gone now. He's no longer there. Oh, that's such a good picture of Blythe. I love it. Alright, let's see here. So it seems he has left us a message. Find yourself maidenless. Off to Liurnia with you then. Seek the Rose Church, west of the gate town. So there we go. He mentions a church. Let's take a look here. So it looks like we got a church. Academy Gate Town. So west of that, Rose Church. So that's also about halfway through the area. So we shall get there as we make our way through. But that is where Vare has left to. And like I said, this was going to be a pretty hefty chunk of playtime, I would say. Just because Liurnia is just a massive area. There's just a lot going on. And there's also a lot of plot points as well during this. I think this is a graveyard. Yeah, definitely a graveyard. I don't know if there's anything actually major here though. Let's see. What's this? Oh, Academy Scroll. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty important. I'm not gonna fight these guys though right now. Those who live in death. Alright. So going this way will actually take us down into the lake, and it's really the only way we have to go at the moment anyways. But before we actually get right to the shoreline, we've come across an enemy camp. Sure, let's deal with them. Why not? See how bad I am at this game. It's been so long. Alright. Crossbow bolts, nice, nice. Oh, there is a purple item. Whoa, what are you throwing at me, buddy? Wasn't really a fan of that. That was like some white goop. No, thank you. Alright, he's down. Is that it? There's one more night. Let's sneak up on him. There we go. Good night, sir. Pun intended. Lorethrough straight sword. Do I have one of those? Yep, sure do. No point in retreading that then. Glintstone Craftsman's Cookbook. Let's check that out. A record of crafting techniques left by a glintstone craftsman who served the academy. Contains information on faux sorceries, such as they were called. Acquire the knowledge to craft the following. Cuckoo glintstone. Okay. I mean, I guess we should just use it, shouldn't I? So just keeping it in my inventory. Oh, I used it already. Okay, so let's go into item crafting then really quick, and let's see. I believe it's a projectile. Nope, it's not. Where would it be then? I thought I could craft it. Where is it? Aha! A lump of broken glintstone enwreathed with magic power. A faux sorcery used by the Knights of the Cuckoo. Craftable item. Launch straight ahead using FP. A magic bolt springs forth from the point of impact. So there's a pretty good look of glintstone, even if it's broken, but it's still pretty clear what that looks like there. It's a blue crystal object. And let's take out this knight here too. It's kind of odd this was a summonable area. There was no area boss or anything like that. It was just, oh sweet. I didn't have that yet. Cool beans. Helm worn by Ryan Lucaria Academy soldiers. Its brow is adorned with a single cuckoo's feather. We'll talk more about the cuckoo bird later, because I don't know if I've talked about that already in this playthrough. Probably not, but basically, if you will find these skulls all over the lands between. Sometimes they're ram skulls, sometimes they're human skulls, like see these ones here. Human skull. Sometimes, if they have glowing eyes, when you break them, they will drop runes. It's a very tiny amount of runes. There we go. Perfect Q. As you can see, that one has glowing eyes. So let's come back over here. Let's break this one. See nothing. But if we come back to the glowing eyed ones, golden rune. So there you go. Assumingly, at least this is my assumption, due to the fact that it's specifically in the eyes, and the glow of grace is supposed to be within the tarnished eyes. I'm assuming these are fallen tarnished, and their skeleton, or their skulls at the very least, have just kind of been left behind, so to speak. And there's just a trace of runes still left behind in their skulls. So now, I don't actually think we can go to that Everjail right now. I think it's actually up there. There is a merchant's camp just over here. We'll go talk to him. And there is... oh, it's just a lantern. I thought this was something important. Never mind me. There's a grave site as well. There he is. Oh.
You're new around here. Surprised you found me in my little nook. No matter, no matter. Your money's as good as anyone else's. Why don't you take a look at my wares? Oh, but don't ask me how I got my hands on them, eh?
Alright, sure, dude. I won't. What you selling? Alright, he's selling the lantern. Nothing really major to glean from this. It's really just a hip lantern that we can wear. It's pretty awesome. However, he does contain the Estoc, which I don't think we have yet. Large piercing sword with a long, hard-bladed edge, which is also capable of slashing attacks. For its large size, it can be wielded rather nimbly, leaving little opportunity for the enemy to counter. Then he also has the Astrologer's Staff. So, and this is a really cool item. Staff of the Astrologers, a glintstone is embedded in the tip, enabling it to be used as a catalyst for sorceries. Sorceries must be memorized first at the site of Lost Grace, and a staff must be equipped to cast them. So, keep in mind though, this is used by an astrologer, not a sorcerer. Staff of the Astrologers. There's also a kite shield. Nothing really to glean from that either though. But then we have the Astrologer Hood. Hood fashioned from supple cloth. Oof. Worn by those who look to the cosmos above. They read fate in the stars, and are said to be heirs of the glintstone sorcerers. But alas, the night sky no longer cradles fate. And are said to be the heirs, so it would seem that the astrologers came after the glintstone sorcerers. Whereas, so the astrologers are an offshoot of the main academy, essentially, if you want to put it that way. But I do already have all of this stuff, so we will just we'll leave it here in his inventory. Alright, he doesn't have any additional information for us or anything like that. So I think it's time, we'll just head to the first runes here. Laskia runes. Oh, but I'm blind. I cannot see my waypoint. Did I put one down? Yeah, I sure did. Alright, well whatever, I can see it on the map. Oh, there it is. Jeez, that's tiny. Yeah, and there is just absolutely wonderful looking things here. I really don't even know what those creatures are really called. I'm sure they have a name, but I think they're like related to the wraiths, if I'm not mistaken. But they have 6 arms, and alright, let's see if we can get a better look at these guys. Sorry, not 6 arms, they have 6 limbs. They have 4 arms, so 2 sets. And they appear to be like, I don't know if they look natural, but I'm almost wondering if just based on their appearance that they're actually like nobles from Godric's castle, and they're actually just grafted individuals. I can't say for sure, but we also have a very large glintstone here, just deposit sitting here, and we can actually acquire a glintstone firefly from it. A firefly whose glowing tail has hardened into glintstone, widely found in Liurnia Lake. Material used for crafting items. Alas, now that its tail is glintstone, it can no longer beguile potential mates. What a shame. Poor guy. However, it's interesting that the glintstone has actually mutated the it's mutated the firefly. Sorry, I might have just had a revelation here. Let me take a look. Oh no, I didn't. I have to go look at the astrologer set now. Because these might be astrologers. Albeit they're wearing a different hood than the one that comes with the set, but the robes and the gold detailing on them does look like the astrologer set, but I'd have to get a better look at the back of the robes. So maybe we'll teleport back to the merchant and buy those. That, or they're actually from Raya Lucaria, and they are maybe experiments from the academy. It's hard to say. As far as I'm aware, nobody really knows what those creatures really are, where they really come from. But I could be wrong. Yeah. Let me just buy your robes really quick. Alright, let's see what these look like from the back. The sleeves are kind of similar to the robes that they're wearing. Oh, I thought that would put the hood up, but I guess it doesn't. So it appears they're actually wearing sorcerer robes more than anything else. I really thought I was onto something there. Bye-bye. Too bad. Oh well. Just gonna avoid most of these guys. See, that one's using a Wraith Caller bell as well, which is really interesting. Whee! Let's hop up here. Oh, and the Everjail is right here. So you know what? Let's just do this Everjail. Let's just do it since we're here. Malfactor. I actually don't know who we're going to be fighting, so I actually might summon my Black Knife Assassin for this. Oh. Can I not summon her? Oh. A Dawn Thief of Fire. Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay. Oh yeah, no one can stop the Lion's Claw, buddy. Good night. Thief of Fire. Flame of the Fell God. Alright, we'll take a look at that now. Pretty sure I've fought that guy before. With this character, so that's why that didn't say new. But I honestly don't remember that fight. That was pretty pretty lackluster, not gonna lie. Alright, let's see here. Flame of the Fell God. This legendary incantation is one of several that draws directly from the power of the fire giants. Releases a ball of raging fire said to be inhabited by a fell god. The fireball floats toward enemies and explodes, setting the area ablaze. Arganthy. No, Arganthy. Arganthy. There we go, we got it. The chief guardian of the flame had kept this incantation a well-kept secret until it was stolen by Adon. The fell god still lurks within the fire giants. Interesting. Now that's also like a friggin' lore video worthy subject, is just who the fell god really is. Because it seems to have a lot of relations to like a lot of different factions without actually being related, so it's yeah. There's a whole lot to unpack there, so we're just not gonna get into that. But there's not really a whole lot. As far as I'm aware, he was actually wearing the prelate armor, which the fire monks wear. So it seems like he was almost an ex-guardian of the flame, so to speak. All right, Laskier ruins. And, oh. Yeah, and see how they, like, climb out of the ground like the Revenants as well? It's very interesting. And that's why, like, I'm almost wondering if they're actually just grafted, like, sorcerers. Essentially, because now we have an actual Revenant to fight. Oh. Good lord. Alright. I'm gonna summon my Mimic before Torrent and I get absolutely annihilated. Man, these are awful enemies to fight. There we go. I think that's like the only time you can actually use Torrent to fight them as well. I could be wrong, but that made it so much nicer. So I think that's what they actually are. I think they are like captured sorcerers that have been grafted by Godric. I think that's why they're related to the Royal Scions and the Revenants. Some Glovewort. Smithing Stone 3. Oh. Oh, should we go in here? I don't think I've actually been in this one yet. Let's do it. I have no idea where this is going to take me. This is just such a disorganized episode. Well. It is what it is, right? Oh. That's interesting. It took us all the way up to the academy. Bro Prawn Shack. Wow, that really teleported us up here, hey? Finger Reader Chrome. Well, now that we are here, well, we can't actually get in, obviously, as you recall, because the door is locked with a magical seal. So we will grab this Site of Grace, and I think we can examine this. Cannot proceed without a glintstone key. What does this dead man have for us? The meeting place map. Okay. Ah, jeez. Simple map found on a corpse seemed to be pointing to a meeting place. The man it came from surely desired one. The sole means of gaining entry into the academy. A glintstone key. So it seems that this sorcerer was, for one reason or another, attempting to gain access to the castle, and he did not have a glintstone key. Which is kind of interesting. Oh, pardon me. Because, like, why would a sorcerer from the academy not have a key to get in? You know, it's kind of odd. Oh, that was almost atrocious. Alright, we're at Gate Town now. And there isn't really much to do here. We can talk to the Finger Reader Crone, just around here somewhere. And then there's also... I believe we can meet a fellow Tarnished here from Roundtable Hold, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just not sure whereabouts in Gay Town he's supposed to be. Let's go talk to the Finger Reader Crone, though. Why not? Now, those are, those frogmen that you see around, those are the Albinorics. And, at least the Generation 2 Albinorics. But we will be talking about the Albinorics more, aha, there he is. Before we get into, or when we get into an area later on in the game. Oh, I just... I'm terribly sorry. I just ran over her body with my horse.
Hello, friend. Tell me if you know, would you? The whereabouts of the hidden house of those despicable fiends. The recusants who hunt their fellow tarnished. They laid hands upon my servant Liurnia, and I refused to let the insult stand. The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood. I, Dialos, swear to deliver the message.
Oh, well, I do not know.
They laid hands upon my... The tale of House...
Okay. Recusants, though, he mentions specifically. I don't think we've encountered anything like that yet. But I could also be wrong. So let's get rid of that. Oh, actually, I lied. Let's go back to her. It's waypoint number 4. Okay. And then, once we've done that, we will then go and talk to our friend Vare at the church. Now, the Albadorks are kind of an interesting characters because they are peaceful, but they're also not peaceful. Like, a lot of them will aggro on you, and a lot of them won't. It's interesting. Pick up that gold seed on the way. Oh, wait. Oh, is she up there? Oh, darn. Whoa, that's a crab. I don't want to deal with that right now. No thanks. Alright, let's go... I guess back up into the castle because I want to talk to the finger lady. Oh. I gotta go higher up than that too. Yoop. Alright. Ha, there she is.
You. Please. I can read them. Your fingers. Please, your fingers. Oh, bless you. Michaela's favor can be yours. Slaughter, slaughter, slaughter. The all-hearing slaughtered. But alas, it was for naught. But all you need do is snatch it from the big pot. Pity the poor, poor fool.
So, I've actually never gotten her dialogue before. I didn't realize this finger reader crone was here. But to the average person, that probably sounded like a bunch of nonsense from a crazy old woman, and you wouldn't be wrong in thinking that because they basically are crazy old women, the finger crones. However, that is, she couldn't have been more, like, blatant about what we have to do. Any more blunt, like, she was actually not cryptic at all. She was actually very obvious in what she said. The only thing is she just didn't tell us where to go. So we're gonna head over to the Arose Church now. Number 4. There it is. That was interesting. Something was affecting me there momentarily. I had like an aura around me. I have no idea what that would have been. Alright, so now we're here, we're at the church. Let's talk to Vare.
Ah, there you are. You've had your audience with the two fingers at the round table hold. What was your impression?
They didn't seem right.
Aha, your intuition serves you well. My doubts had been piling up, you see. The words of the two fingers cannot be trusted. Truly, naught but rambling, senile delusions. I believe that when the Elden Ring was shattered, the two fingers were corrupted, their guidance skewed. Even worse, the fingers harbor no love for our kind. That's the part that irks the most. Oh, I have a gift for you, something fit only for the wise.
Yummy.
A means for circumventing the draw of the two fingers. Give it a try, won't you? And if it please you, may we meet again. I've high hopes for you, my lambkin.
Thanks for the new nickname, buddy. So he gave us a festering bloody finger, which just sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Okay, where is it? I know it's in tools. Oh, there it is. Attempts an invasion of another player's world. If successful, you will arrive as an invader, bloody finger, with the objective of defeating the host of fingers of that world. This furled finger is blackened with blood congestion. It seems to have been chopped off rather unceremoniously. And if we actually look close at where the finger seems to have been severed, it actually seems to have horns or some kind of growth coming out of its hand.
Be sure to try that finger. There's no reason to dither. The tarnished were spurned by grace, forsaken by the two fingers. And now they ask you to mend their crumbling world? Your loyalties are misplaced with them.
Now, if we come inside the church, we actually get a really cool encounter here. Oh man, the damage of the sword. Ridiculous. Now, he doesn't actually drop us anything. But alas, a very cool encounter to have. I believe that's the first time we can fight that enemy. Technically. And then, of course, we get some blood roses as well. And then you'll kind of notice, it's kind of interesting, the Albinorics are here. But they're just kind of staring at the church. They're just kind of here. They're not really coming into the church yet. They're just kind of interested in what's going on here. And I think they won't aggro. I'm going to test that right now. We'll see what happens. Yeah, see that? They're like mesmerized by the church. So anywho, if we take a look at our map that we got for the meeting place one more time. So that looks like the castle. It looks like a couple rocks. Well, probably very large rocky outcrops, but near the castle itself. So if we go into our map, This would appear to be those 3 rocky outcrops. And it looks like we got something right here, which is actually where the drawing was on the map. So that's where we're heading to next. So I think the way I'm gonna do this is probably keep Raya Lucaria and Lake of Liurnia separate, just because we're already at almost an hour and a half, and we've just barely scratched the surface of this area. Like, barely scratched the surface. This area is huge, and there's a lot to do here. And I don't necessarily want to, like, rush through the area. Ow. It's rude. So we won't do that. Before we go any farther, you might have actually noticed something in front of us. That's right, that's a big sleeping dragon. So, let's fight ourselves a dragon. We're gonna summon our Black Knife Assassin for this, of course. You know, she's probably not really needed. And we'll drink our file as well. Alright, that was really rude of you, Samra. Smarag? Smarag? I cannot pronounce this dragon's name. Also not a dragon worth walking on to. I'm actually shocked he hasn't tried to take off yet. I guess I could have gone for a visceral attack, but whatever, too late. Now, he's also called a glintstone dragon, which is really interesting, as he also had glintstones coming out of his head, showing glintstone mutation also affects dragons, not just tiny little insects like fireflies. Now, you'll notice on these guys, one of them was carrying dragon wound grease. And if we take a look at that really quickly, solidified grease made from a mixture of gravel stones, craftable item, coats armament granting anti-dragon effects. The effect lasts only for a short time. When the dragons were born from their ancient kin, they lost their stone scales, which can now be used to cause them mortal harm. So it would seem that I'm assuming that the one here, these two, because this one also had throwing knives on them too. If it had kukri knives. So I'm assuming these two are actually planning on using the dragon to kill the sorcerer, and then they were just going to take the throwing knife, or take the glintstone key from the sorcerer rather than make a deal with him. So now that we have the academy key, let's head over to... I don't know. Do I want to do the right side first? Revenger's Shack, Cuckoo's Everjail, 4 Belfries. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. I think we'll go up onto the right side of the map first here, or left side of the map first. And this is kind of like the point of entry for the this area here. It's kind of difficult to figure out how to access this area of the map, but this is indeed how you get to it. So there's an Everjail here. We might as well do this. It's the Cuckoo's Everjail. So let's clear this out while we're here. Oh, hey bud. Holy cow. You're bigger than I thought you were gonna be. Okay, no one can stop Guts. Not even a giant like yourself. Easy peasy. Great blade phalanx. I know it's gonna get, like, really bad later on in this playthrough, and that's kind of something that I kind of feel like a lot of the Souls games kind of suffer from, is that the first half, or even like the first 3/4 of the game, are like really easy, and then there's just this massive scale up in difficulty for the last quarter of the game, or last half of the game, I would say, in Dark Souls 2's case. And it's just kind of like a lot, because I'm on playthrough 4 right now, and this does not feel like it at all. Alright, so next what we're going to do is come to this little shack here. You'll notice there's just a ton of dead bodies here. And there is an event that we can trigger. Edgar the Revenger. Now that name might seem familiar to you, and that's because it's supposed to be. Edgar was the the father of the maiden that we met, who had really, really bad eyesight, if you remember. Her name was Irina. And he was sworn, basically, to go find who killed her. Now, we also got a Shabriri grape from Edgar, which is really, really interesting. Because, as I mentioned in the last video, I have suspicions that Hyetta and, well, geez, Irina are actually the same person, or at least the same body, which we'll get into later. A yellowing, oozing eyeball of the infirm. The surface is shriveled, and the inside is squishy. Not on look, a large, overly ripe grape. Give to the blind maiden to guide her to the distant light. Alright. So next time we see Hyetta, we will go and give that delicious eyeball to her. That's so gross. Alright, and then the last thing that we can do on this side of the map is this Erd tree here. Wrong button. So let's just quickly go down this road. Which way is it? Oh, that is the road I need to take. Follow this oh jeez, this is like the worst road ever. And we are greeted with an Erd tree sentinel, so that means we're getting